you want to throw consistent 17s, 18s, and 19s, then watch this video because I'll be explaining the settings you need for that and how exactly to do it. Some of it has to do with your throwing technique and how you throw, but also a lot of it has to do with your throwing settings. So I'm going to be telling you how you can put your throwing settings to the fastest possible speed and what throwing settings I use. Okay, so if you didn't know how to change your throwing settings, basically you hold down your menu button on your left controller for about 3 seconds, and then you get to this page, you press settings, and then you tap the left arrow 4 times to get to this page. So these are my settings if you just want to copy me, but I would not recommend copying me. You shouldn't really copy anybody because different throwing settings have to do with how you throw, and everyone in Echo throws differently. So no matter who you copy, it's not going to just make you good. If you put your wrist angle offset to 45%, then your wrist is a little higher than it is in real life. It's a little bit of a different angle, that's why it's called degrees. It means like the angle on which your wrist is. So Strembisky, he's on Kang. He uses -6 wrist angle because it's the most accurate for your IRL wrist. It like tracks the most accurately. I don't like that. Even though that Strem is better than me, if I use his wrist angle, it's gonna do nothing for me because I throw differently than him. So just because he uses -6 doesn't mean I should use -6. That settings are my settings. But this is for most people's throws. There are a couple people where the wrist angle 45 will always be faster, but that's if you use your wrist. If you only use your arm to throw, if you go like that kinda, and don't really use any flick of your wrist, then the 45 will actually be bad for you, and 0 or just like 3, 6, 9, something like that, probably better. I, for one, use a lot of wrist in my throw, kind of like a CV1 overhand. So when I throw, I go like this, and hope not to miss a fucking 2-pointer. So when I do that, it goes fast because I'm using my wrist with the 45. Now right now I am not making my shots. Let's just cut that out. That was garbanzo. But you guys came here for the fastest settings. So fastest settings are the settings that I have on right now. Fastest settings, generally for Quest 2 is latest sensor data. Don't worry about the dead zone. The dead zone is that's all preference. Latest sensor data with 45 wrist angle offset. That's the fastest that you can get. But there's one thing. If you're putting 45, that might not be the best idea. Even I'm doing it. It's not the best idea. I just like it a lot, and I'm gonna wait till the end of the VRML season to change it. Because Brad David put an announcement in the new experimental throwing channel that they're not going to keep 45 because it is way too much. It's just too much. So they're not going to keep it in the next update. This is just beta for the experimental throwing, so they're not going to keep it. So if you get used to it, you'll have to eventually change it. So I was getting used to other stuff, but I just love 45, and I'm just gonna wait till the end of VRML season so I can play good during VRML, and hopefully not miss fucking 2-pointers. Yeah, so I can play good during VRML, and then I can get used to other stuff in the off season, or continue missing shots. That works too. But with the 45 and the latest sensor data, especially with latest sensor, the best way to throw is not with your arm. That's how you usually throw before the experimental throwing. That's how most people threw on Quest. It's easier for me because on Quest I always threw somewhat like the CV1, like this, overhand at least. Sidearm, I don't flip. I use a lot of wrist and don't miss fucking 2-pointers. So yeah, if you use a lot of wrist, then it makes it much easier to get fast with those particular settings. Now, right now, I don't know what the fuck is happening to me, but generally, I do not miss 2-pointers. Just want to point that out. Yeah. So the best option is always use your arm and your wrist, but just focus on your wrist a lot when you put on those settings. Because if you only use your arm, you're not getting a 19. So with these settings, I get consistent 17s, and then I can also get 18s if I throw fast, and if I'm going 4.7, I can get 19s, or 18s if I'm not like really throwing that fast. So we're gonna not pay attention to all the shots that I missed during this little how-to thing. Show you how you can practice your throwing. So the way I like to do it, and the way most people like to practice 19s, is you go into a private, go to rules, put it to like however long you want to practice, let's say 20 minutes, and then you put the dislocation on your side, goal stop time, false, respawn time, put that a little higher so you can see if it's a 19, capsule time, you can put to 0, round, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, oh, that matters. Put the mercy way high, or no, just put the mercy enabled to false, and that's it, and then ready up. What I do to throw 19s, I go 4.7, and then I whip my arm back. I put my, you can't really see because it's an echo, but my elbow is right here, and I put my elbow in front of my wrist, and then I like kind of whip my wrist forward and flick. Similar to a baseball. So that might not have been a 19, but let's see. 19, first try. That was actually first try. See? Yeah. Okay, so if you're not going 4.7, if you're only going 4 meters a second, 19s are not possible. If you go, you can get a 19 not going 4.7. Like somebody got a 19, I think, going 4.3. But it is, I don't think that was a 19. That's probably an 18. But it's extremely hard. Yeah, it's extremely hard to throw it up here 19. Like almost no one has or can throw like an actual 19. So basically how it works is if you throw an 18.51 or over, it counts as 19. Not 18.5 for some stupid reason. I think 18.5 rounds down. I don't know why they did that, because that's not how math works, but you know, whatever. You come back here, and then you put, my elbow is right here. You just, it's not lined up. So I put my elbow way in front, my hand's up here, my elbow's here. In real life, elbow, hand, and then I whip forward and wrist flick. I've only ever scored one 3-pointer 19 in a game. With sidearm, it's a little different. I'll try to show you that in a second. Oh, make that too. Okay. Well, it's not a game, but whatever. Sidearm, it's actually really similar. How I throw, but it's on the side. So put my elbows here, hands over there. So I put my elbow, then whip my arm forward and wrist flick. So basically the same thing. So that was an 18 because I was going 4 meters a second. I noticed behind the backs, as long as you flick your wrist backwards, are like super powerful now. I'm probably gonna miss. Okay. Let's just cut back to when I grabbed the disc. See? You could hit 19s behind the back. They're really, like, behind the back, I feel like has gotten way more powerful. Thank you for watching, and you have questions, put them in the comments, and I will answer all of them. And cue the fucking monkey.